Hey everybody, welcome back. It is day 447. It is June 13th, 2024, and it's 9:57 a.m. in the morning. You guys, we have to hurry up and get started. As you guys know, I am always in a hurry. Okay, so let me get up to the incline for 15. Today we're just going to kind of keep it simple, and I'm not going to walk faster than speed 2 because I don't want to risk anything going wrong. Okay, the treadmill's been acting pretty good so far. It hasn't been stopping and stuff like that. So I just want to not mess with it today and just kind of take it easy. Plus, I haven't recorded in a while, but I thought I kind of got the urge to record today, and I was telling my husband that I have not been recording because I know he asked me like, "Oh, what'd you talk about today?" And I told him, well, I don't record every day. You guys know I started recording every Saturday unless I wasn't going to be able to. And then I stopped that as well. And then honestly, I have not been walking every day that I could. I try not to miss more than 1 or 2 days a week. But let's see, we're already at the incline. Okay, so we're going to have to speed this up here. But I have still been walking. Okay, so I know I would have been closer to day maybe, let's say, 460, 470, possibly. I want to say. I would like to think I'm not that far behind. On the safe side, maybe day 65, somewhere around there. Okay, so I don't think still that I would have been at day 500 if I were to not be skipping a couple days here and there throughout each week. Okay, but I want to catch you guys up on everything. I have a lot of updates. As you can see, my book is not up here. I hate having it up here anyway because then I can't see the screen and I can't see the time. Okay, so let me go ahead and get it up to 2. It's at 1 right now. And of course, I don't know what it is. I don't think there's some type of interference between my phone and the treadmill, but I went up to go up to 1.1. and it went down to 0.9. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe it's something about when I record. It has not been doing that. And then I forgot my fan, and it is fairly hot out here. Okay, so I do have my water. I made sure that I remembered that. I do have my towel. And let's see what this does. Okay, because it's been running smoothly. So I'm at 1.3 right now. I'm at 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And I did not have time to bring that fan out. Plus, it seems to just over time lose its charge without the fact that I've even been using it. I also use that fan for my toes. My toes are not painted right now. My nails are not on, and I'll tell you guys about that in a second. But we're at 1.5, coming up on 3 minutes. And I'm like, just get me to 2, right? Okay, 1.6, 1.7, I'm gonna let it catch up to itself. Usually it doesn't like when I speed it up too fast. Okay, 3 more. 1.8, 1.9, 1 more. 3 minutes, 22 seconds, and we're at 2. I'm leaving it alone. I don't want it to stop. Okay, so first, before I forget, since I don't have my book over here, I did weigh in today at 170.4. So I have not been able to get below 169. Now, I do want to say that I have mentioned before that because I was making up for the days in advance, like say I was going to miss a week in the future or 2 weeks, you guys know that not only was I making up for those days in advance by walking, but I used to record, like I said, all my walks. Okay, so I did state at one point in time that I knew that by doing that, that would probably make me lose weight faster. And when I went back to walking just once a day for 40 minutes, that I knew that the fact that I was losing so much weight, and it wasn't quickly though, it was just a little bit faster than what I normally would have, that was going to slow down. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but I gained 10 pounds back. And I was telling you guys that I was really, really hoping that that was muscle weight, or at least part of it. Okay, because my goal, as you know, is 150 or lower, and I got to 156.3. But I mean, what did I expect? Like I said, sometimes I was walking 1 time a day, 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And then when I stopped recording every day, one day I walked for like a total of 8 walks. So yeah, however long that is, it'd be 40 times 8. So I don't know if that's 3 hours and 20 minutes. I can't really do the math because I'm really focused on not falling. Because as you guys know, my treadmill is not that wide. It's only like 16 inches. And so I want a wider one, but bigger treadmill equals more money. Okay, they cost more the bigger they get, unless you can catch one heck of a sale. Okay, so I'm trying to get myself centered, and then plus I haven't been used to talking and walking for a while. Okay, so yeah, but I am happy to say that at least I'm not back up to 180. And you guys know that when I started my walk, I was at like, what, 178 point something? But the highest I've ever weighed was over 190. Okay, so overall, I mean, yes, considering we know that 400 and something days of walking is well over a year, right? I'd have to say overall, just even before I started walking up to now, I mean, it could be worse, right? I could be over 190, so to be at 170, I am happy. Being that I'm only 8 pounds less than when I started the walk, I'm not happy about that. But like I said, I would have to say, even if I was able to, or if I did walk every day I was able to, then maybe I would be at about 167, 166, which is better than nothing, right? So I have kind of mixed feelings about this whole weight of 170.4 for today. But like I said, it could be worse. We're at 6 minutes and 53 seconds, and you guys know that I stopped reading the distance in calories until the end. Okay, so other updates. My immune system reset is going pretty well. I am at 6 months of seeing the doctor, so instead of every 3 months. And I have not had to go back on my medicine, which, as you know, was 1 Montelukast a day. If you've never seen it, it's a very small pill. I mean, even if you take it with water, it has like real cherries in it, or real cherry juice. I don't know what you would consider extract or whatever. And so that's what it kind of has, a very, very light taste of. And I like cherries. So even if I took it with water, I didn't mind. But I'm going into, I would have to say, I'm past 3 years of not having to take it. And the whole point was to help me get rid of my allergies. He said all of them, including my food allergies. Yes. And if you're unaware, if you go read about Montelukast, it's for people that have severe asthma to help them keep from having asthma attacks, but it's also for people that have severe allergies, okay, such as myself. You guys know that a while back, I would say, I guess 2, maybe 3 years ago, at least 2, I think I would have to say, going on 3, if it hasn't been 3 years already, I caught an upper sinus infection, and everything stopped, except for the fact that I was randomly throwing up throughout the day. It didn't matter if I ate or not. And between my doctor and an allergist that I went to a specialist for an allergist. Yeah, they don't just test your mold, animal, and environmental allergies or your food allergies. I think maybe something would trigger like your hay fever and stuff like that. They have special allergists for that, where they go past that testing into other things, right? And so they couldn't figure it out. So I saw another doctor here in town, and he figured it out. He put me on Montelukast, and there you go. And I only took Montelukast, it was in 3 months increments for 9 months. And then I want to say after that, I was on it for 6 months. And then after that, I wasn't on it at all. Okay, because it was supposed to be 6 months on, 6 months off during the year. So The update so far as that goes, the allergies that it's helped, it has been helping them. I've noticed it more with like my environmental allergies. I would have to say maybe not so much with animal allergies, but the whole thing is, even when you do your allergy shots, they ask you, can you stay away from animals? Or do you want to put some of the animal, whatever they put in those allergy shots? If you guys remember back in 2017 or 18, one of those years, I did allergy shots for 3 months. And to keep the cost down, I gave them to myself. It was 6 a week, one in each arm, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I haven't done that in a long time. Like I said, it was supposed to be for 3 years. I stopped after 3 months. So I have to say, my cat allergy isn't as bad because I said no. I said, I at least need you guys to keep the cat in there. I'm not really worried about some of the plants or trees or whatever, because it's kind of unavoidable. You go outside and you're surrounded by something. There's landscaping everywhere, right? And so it's more important to me to keep that in. So far as the Montelukis is concerned, I would have to say, seeing as how it's been so long since I've given myself an allergy shot, then maybe it might be helping. Recently, I was in a house with pets, and I didn't have really any reactions while I was there. The following morning, I would have to say, like, kind of, I started noticing some things. And so normally, if I'm around a cat that's walking around the house, even though it says on paper that my dog allergy is worse, the number's higher, the cat allergy will be like right away. Within an hour, you would know I've probably been wheezing, and by then my nose is either running or I'm sniffling. But you will be able to see the symptoms because, you know, first for me, I feel it first, the wheezing first, and then it gets to the point where you can hear it. Okay, so it doesn't take long for my cat allergy to progress if the cat or cats are roaming around the house. So the cat was never put away, and I was in and out of the house. The cat even came, rubbed up on my backpack, oh my gosh, some of my clothes, and I did surprisingly well because before, that would have messed me up. Like, I would have had to leave like right then and there. As a matter of fact, I probably would not have even have went into the house in the first place. So I would have to say, for the animal allergies and environmental, it's been helping. Now, the mold, obviously if you're around mold, you're not going to be trying to be around it. And hopefully, you know, if you are around it and you see it right away, it's taken care of. But it's not something that you're aware of on a regular basis. You always hope, like, oh, I hope it's not on the walls in my house or something like that. The bathroom, right? The ceiling, like above your tub, maybe sometimes around the edges. We don't have a bathtub. I've told you guys that. We only have showers, but it's where you start to notice it first, but I haven't seen anything. So far as that's concerned, I can't tell you if it's helping with that, because so far as I know, we don't have any, which is a good thing, right? And then I would have to say environmental, yes, because recently, about 2.5 weeks ago, I was sitting outside. You guys know I hate being outside, and I was fine. Normally, I would say to myself, okay, I ask myself the question, do you want to chance it? Do you want to chance being outside and not have taken an allergy pill? Okay, so sometimes I would take one like an Equate 24-hour non-drowsy pill, which you know is an allergy/cold pill. And so sometimes I would take that just because I knew I was going to go outside. I would try to do it maybe 30 minutes to an hour before, and I didn't take any. So yeah, it has been helping to where I'm able to be outside more. I just don't like to be. Okay, so there's an update on that. The salt. I was thinking for the last blood test I had about 6 months ago that that wasn't helping. I think, I don't know, don't quote me on this, but I thought salt had something to do with sodium level, right? And they're like, oh, sodium levels are high. And I'm thinking, well, you guys are telling me to eat salt every day. Why? Seafood allergies. So, with my lawn, iodine. And so, I've been told to eat iodized salt. Well, I had stopped for, it's been about a month, no less than 3 weeks. And this last time, when they said my blood pressure, which I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm pretty upfront with you guys. I did not know that little thing they put in your finger was not reading your blood pressure. So I did some reading on that little machine. It reads pulse. I think it tells oxygen level. That's not one of the numbers. It's like that percentage shows at the top. That little thing tells kind of a lot, but apparently, I don't think it reads your blood pressure. So they either use a upper arm cuff or a wrist cuff. Okay, so from what I remember, even when I was going every 3 months, I don't remember them doing my blood pressure very often. If really, I don't want to say at all, but just not every visit. And then my last visit 6 months ago, I remember doing the weight. I remember doing the finger thing, and I do not remember the arm cuff. I could be wrong. They could be doing it every time, but I don't remember. So I was thinking maybe my blood pressure has been up for a while, and we didn't know because we never took it. We never monitored it really. So not consistently. But this last time, my top number was like 130 or 131, and so that raised a concern. The bottom number, I don't remember what it was, but that resulted in me being asked, oh, does high blood pressure run in your family? And of course the answer was yes. And so now I have to take my blood pressure twice a day for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so it's really interesting to use it. There's more to it than just wrap it around your arm. Obviously don't wrap it too tight because it is going to tighten up, and then push the button. There's more to it than just that. That's how simple it is to use, but there's a couple things it tells you. Like for instance, because I did get one with the digital reader, and it has a voice talking system that you can turn on and off. I just left it on. It's automatically on when you buy it. It's an Equate 8000 series. And so the app is only working for me to manually put my numbers in. It was supposed to work with a Bluetooth function, and it didn't. So not only did I write my numbers down, let's see if I can say these right. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say these words to me, so if I say them wrong, I've never really heard them said before. Okay, so I think there's, how would you say that? Systolic, I think is how you say it, and diastolic, right? One measures, I think, what happens in between your heartbeats, the relaxed period or something like that. And then one measures, I think, the pressure in your arteries. I think it's the lower number, the diastolic. Okay, so don't quote me on that. I just started researching it, okay? So keep that in mind before you guys get all turned crazy on me, right? Okay, so yeah, and then heart rate. It does do the heart rate as well. And it'll give an error if it can't send the information to the app. It has other error messages, but that's the only one that I've received. And so other than that, it's a good machine. I've been in between, I guess. So the levels, I don't know if there's pre-elevated, but I know there's elevated, then there's hypertension. And you go through stages, right? Or I should say there are stages. So I've been teetering back and forth between hypertension stage 2 and stage 1. Stage 2 in the morning, even this morning, this is the second morning I did my reading. And then yesterday afternoon, I was at stage 1. Okay, so, yes, it's lower than the 130 or the 131 that was at the hospital. But still, you guys, let's see. My reading for today, this morning, was like 128 over, I don't remember. And it's not in that book. It's in, I have a different book that I keep. I write a journal. I think I was telling you guys that my doctor reads my journal and has the students read it. So that journal's in the house. And I want to say it was 85. And then heart rate was 72. I don't think it was 95 for the lower number. So yeah. So the lowest reading I had was yesterday morning, because the first time you do it, my doctor told me, okay, the first time you do it, you have to calibrate the little machine. So he said, take your first reading. He said, relax 5 minutes before, whenever you do it, right? Take your first reading, and then it'll stop. And then your second reading is what is your actual reading. And this will like calibrate it or something like that. Okay, so on the instructions, it tells you to relax for 15 minutes, not 5. So I tried to relax for 15 minutes yesterday morning, and then for 15 minutes in the evening. The other thing it tells you is to make sure that you do not take your blood pressure within an hour of eating, exercising. I think basically doing anything that will raise your blood pressure. Okay, so it tells you if you've eaten, if you've exercised, and it has a list of stuff, then wait at least an hour. And so that kind of works for me because I only do this walk during the day. I try to do it by noon, and then I don't eat very often. Like I might, if I have enough time, eat before my appointment today. Okay, so also ignore all of this. I tell you guys that all the time. Today is one of my hair appointments. Today is keratin treatment day. So next week is either roots or all of my hair dye, short dye, haircut, all that stuff. And so then after that, I'm gonna miss some time on the treadmill. So I told myself, I felt sleepy. Yesterday was bad. Okay, update you guys on yesterday, oh my gosh. I will say, let's see here. The day before yesterday, I had a lot of blood work done, a lot of blood taken. They took 3 vials in the doctor's office and another, I believe, 7 at the hospital. I know my age. People say, oh, you look young. Everyone knows I'm 42. It's not a secret, right? Told you guys my age already. But I thought they can test your blood to see if you're anywhere near menopause. And so apparently the test, depending on what the doctor orders, also, I guess, does perimenopause testing, and it has like all this other stuff. So they need, like, it was at least 6 vials. If it wasn't 7 or 8, it was at least 6. But add the other 3. So I would have to say, I did eat right when I came home, and I thought we had a new machine here, and we did for blood pressure, but my doctor said, not the wrist one, the upper arm one. And so my husband went to try it, and I told him I can't document the reading anyway because he said upper arm, not wrist. So I had to wait. So my first reading would have been not yesterday, but the day before. It would have been an evening reading, and I didn't do it. I don't know what it would have said. I don't know if I didn't research it. I'll have to find out and tell you guys in the next walk, in the next video. If you've lost a lot of blood for any reason, or let's say a good amount, does that affect your blood pressure? Right? You would think blood pressure, blood's in the word, or in the term, right? Of course. But even if the answer is, of course, how? How is what I don't know. So I would have to find out. Okay, so I had a physical coming up, and it was like the regular physical. So if I needed blood work, if they needed to take other samples, then that's when that would happen. That was supposed to be at the end of this month, and I had to reschedule it for the following week. And so, obviously, unless there's something specific they want to test me for, then at least on that visit, I shouldn't have to do any more blood work. And then we're going to combine our appointments, because it turns out that physical appointment was with him anyway. And so we are going to go over whatever we have to for the physical appointment and the blood test results. There is another reason I don't want to say as to why we wouldn't really be able to tell if I was in menopause. I will not go into detail about that, but your blood work tells something. It should. For 6 to 7 vials of blood, I'm talking about vials like this. Okay, not them short ones. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it was a little bit longer than that, each tube. So I thought, just get it out of the way. I have small veins. I told them they don't roll, but they are small. And apparently, this is something new, something interesting that I learned. Okay, so apparently your blood has to come out at a, I don't want to say specific speed, but I will say if it comes out too slow, when they take your samples, the samples are no good. Okay, so your blood's supposed to have a regular flow when they're taking blood from you. And yesterday, or actually I'm sorry, the day before, was the first time that I have heard that. And so the nurse at the hospital in the lab said that she was just taking the minimum of what they needed. Or I should say, well, yeah, she was taking the least amount that she could take, but still enough to do tests because my blood flow is slow. So we'll see. Hopefully the tubes were good enough to use, because if not, I don't know about having to give that much blood again for those tests. And then plus, whatever the charge is going to be, I don't think we met our deductible yet. So on one hand, at the hospital, they said, oh, your insurance is going to cover it, which usually that's like, wow, it's actually going to cover something. I'm not going to lie to you, full coverage insurance is, if you don't know much about it, research it, okay? Please don't walk around thinking people with full coverage like, oh yeah, they get everything paid for. No, there's deductibles on different types of service, and if you don't meet them, it's like $500, $1,000 that you have to pay out of pocket prior to your insurance covering anything. But the only thing is, like, a bill, when you pay it, that goes towards the deductible. But can you only imagine if you haven't covered whatever that test falls under? So yeah, I might be able to tell you guys how much if you get your blood tested for, and I'll probably have a list so I can read it to you, what is specifically tested when it comes to like the menopause and perimenopause, and roughly about what you would pay. Yeah, unfortunately, even though the billing office at the hospital said that I was completely covered, I remember the insurance said, you haven't met your deductible. And I was thinking, well, yeah, but you needed codes. And there's 2 codes that come from the doctor, and you don't know them. So she just gave me like an in general, if it's in network versus out of network. And so in network just simply means that they've already have an agreement with that care provider that they can't charge more than a certain amount. But that still doesn't erase the fact that if you go to the hospital, especially if they send it out to another lab and they don't have a lab themselves, even if the hospital is in network, even if the lab is in network, that's where having to meet the deductible comes in. If it's done in the doctor's office, and if the lab results are done at the same doctor's office and they're in network, then that may change whether or not you have to meet your deductible and how much is covered. So that's kind of a basic rundown of how full coverage insurance works. Don't let the word full fool you, okay? So we'll see. Am I gonna be gritting my teeth when I see this paper, this bill, if there is one? We are at 29 minutes, 48, 50. Okay, we're coming up on 30 minutes, okay? The walk is for 40, like I said. So we are almost done. And you guys are gonna see me literally get off this thing probably before it even lowers back down. I think it lowers down to 1. I don't think it lowers down to 0 for the incline. Because in between 9 and 10 a.m., time is flying, okay? I have to be at my appointment by 11:30. And so I am barely going to make it. I am so happy I don't have to comb my hair since that's what I'm going for. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I just want to talk to you guys, give you guys some updates. I know I said before, well, I kind of figured you guys had enough videos to watch if you're working out, walking. I know a couple people have been able to tell me, like, specifically what I talk about on my video. I'm like, oh, so you do watch them for the walk and talks. Okay, that's kind of cool. Like I said, sometimes you don't want to be on the phone. Sometimes you don't want to listen to music, especially with those bulky headphones, right? And so I figured you guys could work out with me and just listen to whatever topics I have. But I just had the feeling, record. You do have enough updates to have a topic, so it's not Saturday, but does it really have to be? I'm so structured, so organized, but I'm trying to be a little bit more carefree for certain things, not everything. I'm not spontaneous. So this was just like, I had a good feeling about today, about recording and everything like that. And so I thought, well, if you're gonna do it, and if you're gonna walk before, and I really don't want to get my hair and my scalp all sweaty after, obviously, I just got my keratin treatment. So you guys know, usually I walk before my hair appointments. And then if we're gonna do something like an event, if we're gonna go out of town, whatever the case may be, I won't walk after that sometimes. Because my hair's all freshly washed. And so it'll get washed twice today. With keratin treatment, you usually wash before and after. Some people rinse after, but I don't. We found that we can't do that. We have to wash the treatment out, so to speak. Obviously, not all of it washes out, but you're kind of not supposed to leave it there. So even if you don't shampoo it after, you should at least rinse it. At least that's the way the keratin treatment works that they use for my hair. And so when I get my hair dyed, the roots are bleached first. Gotta wash it, right? Then dye it, then wash it. So within this next 2 weeks, my hair will have been washed like 4 times. So I try to take that into consideration, that I'm gonna get all sweaty up here. So yeah. And then my hair, more on the subject, back on the subject. So how's it doing? If you haven't watched any of my nail videos, especially the recent ones, I also did one with the biotique train case that has a table attached to it. I did a sound off with the 2 speakers. 2 were BioPets, or I should say 2 types of speakers. And then one was a biotique speaker that comes with a train case that has a table attached to it. Unfortunately, from what I've seen so far, it's not sold separately. And that thing is awesome. Let me tell you, it is loud. And it's not loud like bad quality loud, to where the bass is off or it's kind of screechy or a little staticky or a little muffled. No, the louder it is does not affect how clear the sound is. So I did a video with that, and then I showed you guys when I was using the solid nail glue of how I put a nail back on once either I accidentally knock it halfway off, all the way off, or let's just say it gets loose. Because if you use Macart solid nail glue, then you know that it doesn't hold for very long. Within a week, you're probably gonna have to do something. It doesn't matter if you did all the steps right, prep your nails, dehydrate them, prime them, put your base, because you have to have a base for solid nail glue, right? Doesn't matter. You could do it almost perfect with your steps and your application and making sure there's no air bubbles. And within a week with some part solid nail glue, you're just going to have that issue of it loosening. And then sometimes, I can tell you, especially when you start to see new growth, if it feels loose, just be careful. Because you saw my second video, you guys saw me actually take one off. And of course, as easy as it is, the way I did it, it wasn't as loose as I thought it was. And so it made it look like it was difficult. If you wanted to just say, okay, I have new growth on all my nails. I want to go ahead, some of them feel loose anyway, I want to take them off and put them back on as if I made press-on nails. And so, lo and behold, that one wasn't as loose as I thought. So that's what happened in video 2. It's not marked as video 2, but if you look at the title, it will tell you that one got knocked off and one I took off. So yeah, that's what happened in those 2 videos. So yeah, it's so crazy because I said I wasn't gonna make any more nail videos. I'm just a beginner. I'm not a professional nail tech. And so, I thought, plus it's frustrating and it takes a lot of concentration. And so you find yourself sitting there not saying anything, and if you're recording, it's kind of awkward, right? So, then you don't have to worry about pausing. Am I gonna do some special effects? Am I gonna make one scene fade into the other? It's not a movie production, right? And so I just keep the camera rolling sometimes, and it takes time. It does, especially if you're new. But what's coming up? Okay, so we're 36 minutes, 43 seconds. What is coming up? I know my doctor wants me to stop doing my nails altogether. I don't know what happened this time. I think I'm dehydrating them too much. I think I read, I saw in a video, we'll start with that first, where a person said, oh, I only use 91 or 99% alcohol on my nails or whatever when I do my nails, right? But I read that that's kind of harsh on your nails. Not only does it clean them, but it dehydrates them. Well, you use a dehydrator before the primer, right? So my thought process is, I'm dehydrating them too much. And who knows? As much as I like full cover nails, I do like them more, maybe. My nails are like, you need to just get better at half tips instead of using half cover. Okay, so maybe it's just the fact that it's like, I don't know. It's got the products it takes to stick the full cover nail on, plus whatever I put on top, so maybe it's too much. Maybe it's not breathing enough. And you don't want it to breathe. You don't want water to get in between your nail and the your nail. Or if you have powder on your natural part of your nail, not just the half tip, you don't want water to get in between the powder and your nail because you don't want a fungus. But my nails might be screaming at me like, I can't take full cover. So I'm gonna see. My next thing I'm trying is Gel X Soft Gel Nails from Not Polished. I don't know, I'm excited. It's supposed to be a 3-step kit. Prep your nails, dehydrate. So I might cut off the alcohol part. You're like, well, how are you gonna get the dust off? Besides the duster, it's not gonna work. I think I'm gonna lower the percentage, 70, maybe 50. Okay, I might pick up some 50 today, I have 70. I was using Swipe, so I don't know, am I gonna switch back to Swipe because I have an extra bottle? Oh my gosh, I ordered extra, and then I stopped using it. But good product, I did like it. So what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get the dust off my nails from prepping them before I do those steps? So it's supposed to be dehydrate, prime, put the glue on the back of the nail. It didn't show them etching the nail or nothing like that. That's where you etch it inside the nail so that you don't have to put primer on the back of your nail and not, well, fake nail and not just your natural nail, right? Someone in the video said that's too much primer to put on your natural nail and then put it on the back of the fake nail. What you're trying to do is to create a grip. Okay, so I cut out putting primer on the back of the natural nail and I started etching to kind of give it that textured surface. So on this video, I saw on Not Polished on Instagram, I did not see them etch the nail. Like I said, they just put the little glue in there. And actually, I don't know if builder gel can be considered glue, but their bottle says that their press is a thicker builder gel. I do want to say that just in case nail glue is different, okay? And so, yeah, they stuck it right on. 1, 2, 3 steps. So I'm going to try it. Will my nails be grown out enough? I'm going to stop this for 40 minutes, 8 seconds. 1.29 for distance, 138 calories. My screen's going to go 0. That's why I read that so fast. See, it's zeroed already. But yes, you guys, we're finished. But yes, I know, like I said, my doctor wants me to stop. But like my family member said, number 1, what am I going to do for a hobby? And number 2, I'm not really like, I just have to have my nails done anymore. You guys know I went through a phase, like I had a problem. And so, like it really bothered me. It was like, if you like to shop, or if you like to hike, if you like to ski, I looked at it as that, and now I'm looking more so at my nails' health. I was thinking about it, but it's coming more to a front thought. So that's where I'm at on that. But I gotta go because I know I'm super close to 11 a.m. and I need to be leaving out of this house no later than like 11:20. So you guys, thank you for watching. I hope that your workout was going really great. It was really great seeing you guys, talking to you guys, and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to record the Press X kit from Not Polished, like me actually using the soft gel nails. Okay, however, I've only seen one video so far by an outside person that is not a Not Polished person do a video. And it was a great video. Okay, she showed the kit and then she did her nails with those nails. Okay, so she was trying to cut down on time, and it was nailed by Brandy. I don't know her, but hi, thank you for your video. I went ahead and got the kit because of that. Plus, I don't know what's happening with my nails. So I thought maybe that would work. Just 3 steps. No solid builder gel, no base, nothing like that. And I'll see where I go from there. And then I'm excited because of the light. They have, it's called like a pro something, like pro LED light or something like that. And I was thinking it would be kind of cool if they had a light that was like this, and if it freestood, but if it wasn't like the big lamp. And then they came out with one, right? Talk about timing. And then I'm so upset, you guys, because I did not know that they were going to have an event in Orlando. They just had it. Okay, so do I know of any codes? Okay, so yes, I believe Press X gives 25% off. It's to anybody. It's may not be showing on their website on their first page. That's usually where they show their code of that time period. But even though I don't know if it's up there, still with the Press X picture showing the nails that they have different shapes and sizes, lengths. But I believe you might still be able to use it. And then I saw a short on Facebook, but it probably was something they did on their Instagram or something like that. I know you can share across the different platforms, and it was icy with 2 eyes, nails with an S, no spaces. And that I tested it today, this morning, and pretended like I was going to make an order, and it took 10% off. Okay, so they said try it, and they had a $sign in front of some word, I guess, like instead of telling you the actual percentage. And so I wanted to see what it took off. Okay, so you can try that. All I can say is try catch them when they have a sale, you guys. I know some people say their products are pricey, but there is a reason for that. They have good products. But like I said, you guys, I have to go. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I will see you guys later. I don't know when I'm going to record another walk and talk, but that's the most up-to-date things that are going on with me. I hope everything with your updates is going well with you. And as always, stay safe. Bye, you guys.